Hello everybody and welcome back to the Anno Green Gables anime. Today we're doing episode 14, A Tempest in Class, which is the second part of the book chapter, A Tempest in the School Teapot. Exactly.
Stay awake in school.
Yes. Otherwise the teacher will...
Mr. Terrible Stash will smack your hands with a ruler.
I get the feeling Tio doesn't like this guy's facial hair.
It's something sacred. Mustaches are something sacred, okay?
Hey. You're not wrong, okay?
All right. Let's just start. 3, 2, 1, click. World Masterpiece Theater.
How many shows did they do total?
For quite this thing went on from the beginning of the 70s all the way to the late 80s, and it got shortly revived in the late 2000s. That's where before Green Gables anime came from, and then it died again because unfortunately,
was it because the revival was so bad?
No, it was good. It's just that unfortunately, Jova, Japanese audiences' tastes have changed a lot since these days. Remember, Jova, Studio Ghibli had to close down for a while because their movies were not making the same big bucks that they were before. Because nowadays,
an ironic thing that ironically older Japanese stuff arguably does better in the West now than in Japan.
Yeah, and when they try to play catch up, we ended up with that recent.
It's also because the West, compared to Japan, is a much more nostalgia wave going on these recent years.
I found it, Pedro, actually.
Were you referring to Earwig in the
Woods? It ran from 1969 to 1997.
There you go.
From 2007 to 2009.
There you go. Basically what I said, yes. Alright, so A Tempest in...
Episode 14.
A Tempest in Class.
Wouldn't it be a shame if that bridge broke? Then we'd never be able to go to school.
Oh no, all we would literally have to do is just jump over that or something.
But it's not enough.
It will never be enough.
Alright, this is actually the episode that has one of the, if not the most iconic scene in the book. Just because it's featured in every single adaptation, it's regarded as one of the all-time... Like every adaptation, like even the shitty ones on YouTube with the shitty animations, even those include that scene.
Okay, I might have actually been able to...
Wait, what's this about a crap YouTube adaptation?
Well, I'll tell you later, Joe.
I might have actually come across the scene that Pedro mentioned while searching for a wallpaper to use for a thumbnail of this. So.
But yeah, Gilbert Blythe. Gilbert Blythe is a student who was away for a bit, but now he's back. That's what they're talking about, basically.
It's not even a foreign exchange student.
No. He's from Heavenly.
Oh.
Yes. There you go. She even already has a boy who has a crush on her.
Don't tell me he's the one who becomes her husband in later series
books. No, he's not.
Of course.
Oh.
Well,
that's the girl who was discriminated against for her red hair.
That's the thing, Jova. And this is something that it becomes even more obvious in the third book. More like the second book. Anne has a very over-romanticized vision of love. She's waiting for her super pretty knight on a horse to come take her away.
Stones and glass houses, girl. You want to talk about people judging you for your red hair? Yet here you are being judgy of beady eyes.
Yeah, that's the thing. And is
also the praise can easily be taken out of context.
And it's very superficial, sadly.
Mm-hmm. She just has to learn more.
Don't worry, Dweb. She'll grow out of. Don't worry, Dweb. She'll grow out of it.
So that's the tempest in the class.
There you go. That's the kid. There you go.
Pettiness.
There you go. That's the kid. Don't worry, Dweb. She'll grow out of it. There you go. That's Gilbert Blythe, the kid that we're talking.
Yeah, that border was so weird. He nearly fell off the fence.
Show off.
Sorry for that impressive a trick.
Gravity.
Now that's more
Who
impressive.
gives a fuck about gravity?
Well, to be honest,
Oh, there you go.
I don't
There's
come
Charlie.
watching a show called Adam Green Gables for science lessons.
Oh my god, she's still not blinking.
Neither is he.
Hello,
Why is
I
nobody
am
blinking in the show?
Ambot. It's nice to
I
meet
think
you.
It's also how big and empty her irises get whenever she's like that. Like, look at here.
Combine
She
also
has
with the lack of
pupils.
a smile, like the complete silent stare again. Okay.
Remember to girls are afraid of bugs or some shit.
No, not just that. I'm more curious how we managed to actually tie up those cicadas.
It's one thing they're doing to, I guess, race them.
One thing that I actually do find interesting, by the way, since we were talking about oh, there you go. And he's a prankster,
Oh,
and he's a prankster too. But you know what's the interesting thing? He's a
Piece of shit.
yeah, he's a prankster. But you know what's the interesting thing? He's actually a very top grade student as well. So
Oh no!
and he takes the no right there immediately.
Oh,
Um,
what a charming person.
you know, that's the kind of guy who becomes a psychopath.
Oh god, Anne's gonna have a crush on him, isn't she?
No. And
No, I think-
and hates
I-
Gilbert Blythe actually.
I think the scene where
Gee, I wonder why.
I think the scene
The
that
pompous
I've
know-it-all
seen
is a
is actually about
dickhead.
to come.
So basically, what you're telling me, Dibs, is that he's a kid, basically.
I don't know, Pedro. When it comes to that, those are the early signs of a psychopath.
No, what I mean is that
Really?
I mean, come on, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Just because a boy plays a prank on a girl here and there, that doesn't mean he's gonna become a psychopath. Come on.
Now animal cruelty, now that's clearly a sign.
But it's not even a funny
Yeah.
prank.
Well, of
Well,
course.
yeah,
no,
okay,
pranks
fair
are
enough,
never.
but it's
Pranks are rarely funny in general, except for the person who's
if it were
making
like
them.
a whoopee cushion or something, that'd be one thing.
Well, there were no whoopee cushions back
He's-
then.
It's definitely not the sign.
Well,
It's definitely not the.
And before they
so okay. In that case, let me ask you a question. Just how?
Definitely not the sign of being a psychopath, really. Now, if you were being cruel to animals, that would be one thing. But pranks, no, that's something that kids do in general.
In that case, let me ask you a question. Just how much retribution do you think we should give him for his crap?
I don't know, embarrass him in some way.
I don't know, Dibs.
So prank him back, are you suggesting?
I don't know, Dibs. That seems. I don't know, Dibs. I think I have a better idea of what we can do.
He gets caught and gets detention.
Oh, a castle in the sky.
Unfortunately, Dibs, the teacher is not exactly fair about this. Like, he dislikes Anna in general, even so you most likely ground her.
Excuse me, Anne, but what is 5 plus 2? Oh, the fairy prince.
All right, here's the iconic scene that I was talking about in a few moments. Basically, he's trying to get her attention.
Good luck with that.
Spin to win.
No.
How dare she ignore me?
Here we go.
Okay, they're being biased. And
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, no, you didn't. Alright, listen here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think I remember this.
Anne?
Yeah. My God, she.
Ah!
My God!
Oh!
Picture in his head.
Bloody
Yes.
hell.
Well, that's what he gets.
Thankfully, the concussion has reset in my brain.
It's also it's written in the book. No, that's the thing. That's the thing. The tale. Anne is the first girl that actually, whacked him for his crap, and he realizes in that small facial movement, and then he decides to assume his blame. And for the record, tale. This experience changes Gilbert. You will never see him prank on a girl ever again after this.
Anyway, though, did she literally start that out by saying "go to hell"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, Jova, Anne reads a lot of books, so she has more of a stronger vocabulary than your typical child.
Actually, it's temper, not temper.
Accents to you.
Accents.
Say bottle of water.
Bottle
Exactly.
of water. Yeah, done.
She broke
What
the
sounds-
chalkboard.
It's such a cool scene though. It's one of the most iconic scenes in the book for a
She
reason.
even gets a Zack Snyder style slow-mo.
You gave me a concussion and now I respect you.
See, everything is still connected. This ties in perfectly to our Zack Snyder retrospective.
Well, right now he's
Guy-
just trying to apologize. To be fair. See, I've always interpreted Shiro as that he's always been playing pranks on girls, but girls just don't call him out on his crap. But now that but this basically he burst his bubble and burst his bubble, and now he's realized oh shit.
Nah, he's just sorry he got caught and told off.
Well, to be fair, Dwibs, he did man up and say, "I'm to blame for this, Mr. Phillips. It's me. I've upset Anne." So he
So
did.
many
Yeah,
characters
he-
in the same situation wouldn't do that.
He could have easily
Okay.
let Anne. I mean, the professor is a dick, so of course he still blamed Anne. But he did try to assume his blame.
Okay, let's be honest, Rubes. If he was only sorry that he got caught, he wouldn't have stuck up for Anne like he did in that moment. He would have just let her take the blame.
That's what's so good about that moment. That one interaction with Anne changed his entire attitude regarding this whole situation. This is the first time he's actually saw for himself how affected the girls are by what he does, because none of them have actually done this before, but Anne is the one that actually has the balls, figurative balls to do it, you know? Again, this is what goes back to Lucy's writing. Not the characters are never one note.
Yes.
There's multiple sides to them. Well, it bears repeating, Jova, sorry. Oh, I thought you were answering. I thought you were saying yes to what I was saying.
Oh, no.
You know what's the interesting thing, Shiroi, by the way? And you're going to see this in later episodes. He actually means that when he says that. He actually doesn't dislike her hair. He actually likes it. When it comes to the carrot remark, that's actually one of those cases where he was actually being just basically more playful than anything, rather than actually trying. That's the interesting thing.
But yeah, again, I'm so calling it now. He's gonna be the one who Anne falls in love with and marries, because of course she hates him at first, but then eventually they'll see each other for how they truly are, and then they'll marry and have kids.
Not just that, Gilbert. Like I said, this is the one event that changes Gilbert's life. Not just Yes, you are. Well, it's not that hard to put one and one together anyway. The book does this. But anyway, but that's one of the interesting things, Joe, because even though Gilbert is not a main character, his development is kind of done in the background thing in the sense that when you pay attention, he stops doing his stuff.
Main character.
Well, more of a side character, at least in the first book. In the second book, he becomes more prominent when he first proposes to Anne.
Oh no! Now she has to sit next to him.
Yeah,
Of course.
basically, she was disturbing about talking to Diane. Go sit over there, and yeah, she doesn't want to.
It means I don't want to do it.
Breathe, Anne. Breathe.
And blink.
You keep saying it, Shiroi, but it doesn't work for her. I think you need to try a different approach.
Punch a wall.
And I'm over here. You're not. I am not at the desk.
Sure.
Calm before the storm.
At least I will say this. At least, okay, I'm probably just setting myself up, but at least this is not one of those teachers that love to be physical with that stick.
Let's see what's written in that thing he put. You are sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. Looks like Gilbert loves a girl who stands up to him.
Damn.
Yeah, but yeah,
Symbolic.
Anne's not having any of that.
Again, give it some time.
It's probably going to take half the series just for them to start getting along.
Well, yeah, I don't blame Anne, of course.
Would you rather have a quick, weird montage like in Swan Princess 1?
Oh God, no, please.
No, I didn't say that.
No. But yeah, that's why. And yeah, he keeps trying his best. He's gonna spend most of this book trying to apologize to Anne. Basically,
It's gonna be like near the end of the series when she finally forgives him, isn't it?
yeah. Anne, what are you doing?
She's going to whack him again.
Hmm.
We're gonna have to do something about that chalkboard.
Again, like he said, the chalkboard is not...
There you go, Jova.
that's
No more
breaks
school.
easily.
There you go, Jova. No more school. She's not going back to school anymore because she feels.
Oh, if only it was that easy, sweetie.
Well, to be fair, the teacher humiliated her in front of the entire class, so I can see her. I can see why she's distraught by this.
Jesus.
Again, she would fit in Hinamizawa.
I'll do anything for you, but I won't do that.
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, so far it is a pretty shitty school. I mean, the teacher embarrasses people in front of the whole classroom. He allows the bullies to get away with murder.
Oh, Dwebs, I think you're gonna really like what Rachel Lynn has to say about this.
This reminds me of my school. It was pretty crap.
Does she cause the tempest in the class and destroys the building?
No, Dwebs. It's a metaphorical tempest, Dwebs.
Anne is
Come
not
on.
going to destroy anything. Except maybe that chocolate.
Now we also get another kind of payoff from what we did in the Amethyst Brooch storyline.
Oh boy. And cut to her going back to school? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this show is not really prone for Gilligan cut.
What's the capital of England?
London.
No, I was asking Anne.
Wasn't well at this point to the British Empire still?
Listen here. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, see, she's gonna take Anne's word that she's speaking the truth this time. So let's see what Rachel's advice is.
Oh, wow.
She actually knows a bit more that we don't know that Tara is about to hear.
So, favoritism.
Yep. Not just even that, Tara. She's even going to tell us even more. She's got more dirt on him.
Ooh.
So gossipy.
Yeah.
Except for maybe that one bitch giggling in the corner, but anyway.
I read the script.
Yeah.
It's the way her pride works.
Not just that. Hold on.
Reverse of psychology.
That's all true, by the way.
I can't believe that.
Well, we've seen it. He spends like pretty much all his time at the back of the class with her.
So when does he lose his job for
Eventually.
doing it properly?
Don't worry, Dwebs. He'll get his comeuppance. It's not quite as satisfying as what Tom does to his teacher in Adventures of Tom Sawyer, but it's still good.
Wow, what did he do there?
Well, that would be spoiling now, wouldn't it?
I just say Dweebs about, okay, I don't remember this specific example, but I know the story enough to know that Tommy is very creative with stuff that he does.
Basically, Dwebs, the World Masterpiece Theater retelling of Adventures of Tom Sawyer was my introduction to Mark Twain's work, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mine as well. She has a point.
She has a point. That is Matthew's a bit too carefree. Yeah.
Not gonna lie, Matthew. You've gotten to be a lot more hands off with the parenting between the.
Well, remember the job. That was the deal that Morrill and Matthew did. Like, don't. I will handle raising her. Raising girls is a woman's job, or something along those lines that she said. let's face it, Jova. Like she kind of has a point. Eventually, Marilla's gonna have to have the talk with her. So if I had a daughter, I would immediately tell Vanessa, "No, you're doing the talk. I'm not doing the talk. Fuck that."
So that was the end of episode 14, The Great School Conspiracy.
Yes. Well, bad teachers are a thing. So.
Yeah, but not that bad, surely.
Dwebs.
I've had some pretty shit teachers.
Trust me, Dwebs. I've had them myself over the course of my life. Like, trust me, there are teachers can just be as shit people as anybody else. But yeah, that was a Tempest in Class, one of my favorite episodes, because Takata did such a fantastic job in visualizing the chalkboard hitting scene exactly like you would imagine it when you read the book.
Which is literally falling in, shouting at a boy to go to hell.
Okay. That actually says something interesting, Jova. In the original book, what she says is, "You mean hateful boy." However, Jova, the German, and that's what she says in the Japanese original version that Takahata wrote. However, Jova, when the Germans dubbed this, they apparently said something along the lines of, okay, to give you an idea, Jova, I haven't actually seen the German version. However, in my country, she says, "Vai pro diabo," which means go to the devil, which I know sounds what, but trust me,
people into go to hell. My country is the same thing.
Here in Italy and Portugal, we don't say go to hell. We say it, but we also say go to the devil. So maybe the Germans did have that too. But the point is, they had in the Western dubs, Jova, they have the go to hell equivalent of whatever country the dub is from. Mm-hmm. So that's the basic gist of it. So the go to hell thing, that was artistic liberty from the German dub that got carried into the other dubs, basically.
How cute.
But I actually love it, to be honest with you, because that it sounds like something Anne would say when she's pissed the fuck off. So it actually really works really well, actually. Love it. Like, okay, this time I give my final thoughts first, but whatever. Like, the point is, love it, absolutely love it. Exactly how would you want the chapter to be? And again, I really like the introduction of Gilbert Blythe, who is of course a bad kid, but this one event in his life is going to change his life forever. No, I'm not kidding.
I'm marrying that girl too.
That's the thing, Jova. It's never outright stated in the book, but I've always interpreted it as Anne's strong personality is what makes him crush on her, because she's so different from because she's
he got the crush because she nearly crushed his skull.
Well, Dwebs, you know how it is. This maybe getting hit in the head is his fetish.
He's got a concussion.
In the wise words of Spike from Cowboy Bebop, I like a girl who can kick my ass.
I was kidding.
Hey, I can live by those words.
All right, Shiroi, what do you think of this whole thing?
No, that was really good. One of the best ones. And one thing I find interesting, I was going to bring it up when we saw it, but it was the end anyway, so I thought I might as well wait. Like, before now, we've seen Anne be upset plenty of times, and it's generally been, presented in the form of, a childish tantrum. But here it's like, wow, she's genuinely broken by this. Like, this was a different kind of upset. And that was interesting to see. Also, when you said, when you were hinting at the scene, I expected her to call him out or something. I didn't expect her to whack him in the head with the chalk.
Shiroi. Like I've said before in episode 7, Anne doesn't take shit from you. At all.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, regardless of whatever the guy had done, she probably shouldn't have whacked him with a blackboard. But on the other hand, it was still karma.
I thought maybe, slapping him or, hitting him with a book or something. But, the chalkboard that broke, and it's like either that thing's flimsy or
That's
the girl's been lifting weights.
It's not made of glass. It's a little piece of stone.
Like Tia said, maybe it gave him a concussion enough to change him into a better person.
Well, it's like Pedro said, he's never been stood up to before, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know, but all the same, though, I don't think he's even been stood up like that before. Goddamn!
It's also interesting to see that it seems like this teacher has a reputation in the village.
Yeah, no, this teacher is garbage. Like, he's literally the human equivalent of garbage. He's horrible. No, everybody hates him except for Pris because he gives her all the attention, of course.
Like he has, like, it seems he's been a teacher for a long time, so it's like, news travels around, I guess.
He flat out tells her what questions he's going to ask, so she unfairly gets more time than everyone else to solve the answer.
Here's a fun fact, since you're so interested in it, Jova. Fun fact: in book 2, when he first proposes to her, and this is after they've already, and this is already even after they've patched up, by the way, because they do patch things up even in this book. And they become study friends by the end of this book, and they study together when they're in college and shit like that. However, yes, when Gilbert first proposes to her, she denies it, and it's not for the reasons you may think. Actually, it's actually because she still hasn't quite gotten over that overly romantic idea of love that she has. However, eventually. She does finally, by the end of book 2, she does eventually in book 2 realize that, and she eventually realizes her feelings for Gilbert when Gilbert gets sick. And as Tara has told us before, getting sick in this time period was very, very problematic.
Not in your favor.
Oh, does she?
Oh, he doesn't die, does he?
No, he doesn't. Don't worry, she right. And when he gets better, Anne goes back to him and apologizes to him for everything. And then Gilbert proposes again. They get engaged. They get married, and they have 8 kids.
Jesus.
Wow. So yeah, needless to say, they made up. Oh,
it's gonna take a long time for Anne to ever actually speak to Gilbert again, though. So you're gonna have to.
Hey! It sounds like he's gonna earn his happy ending.
He is. He's gonna have to earn it. He's gonna have to work hard for Anne to even give him the fucking light of day. Yes.
But anyway, I'm done with my final thoughts. Very good episode.
Go ahead, Jova. Carry on, since.
Yeah, good episode. Very good episode. New character dynamics coming in here and there. And, again, it's nice that we're getting more. This is definitely, arguably, the most dramatic, and I can see why it's a very, very iconic stuff. Like, that girl has some good upper body strength, I see.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that boy doesn't suffer any inward bleeding from that hit.
All right, go ahead, Dubs.
But yeah, overall, great episode.
Sorry, go ahead.
What the other guy said, pretty much. It was fun.
Yes, it's interesting how the author approaches this particular matter. There are some stuff that you can predict. Not in a sense of. Not in a bad way, potentially, but, just, I guess I should have seen this coming. But then how things are handled, you would expect that for what Anne did, their retaliation, the standard stuff would have been that the kid decides to not say anything, the teacher punishes her, and maybe later tries to apologize to her and say that it's changed. But no, immediately... So things are different. Again, it's interesting to see this kind of approach taken.
It's why, if you allow me to, that's why I asked you guys to pay attention to his reaction, because if you go back and watch the scene, you'll notice his facial expression. After he gets hit, he's all like stupefied by it, and then when the teacher is about to say, "And Shirley, I hope you can explain this," and he sees that the teacher is about to punish her, and then he turns his face from befuddled to serious, and then he immediately says, "I'm to blame for this, Mr. Phillip. It's me. I have upset Anne." He realizes he crossed the line. This is the first time he's actually realized that there was a line to begin with, and he tries to make amends.
It does remind me in terms of talking more about bullying and consequences of being bullied. It does remind me a bit also on A Silent Voice, specifically on those themes. So again, it's pretty neat on that front. It's also pretty neat to see how the adults, particularly Marilla's friend, who we have seen in a more negative light in some of the previous episodes, she too seems to not think highly of the teacher and thinks he is a problem. Again, you would a normal story, quote unquote, countless stories we will see in time period in written stuff like this from the 70s onward. We'll go through a cliche checklist of making everything against our protagonist, for the sake of having conflict, having nothing going, towards there. But this one seems to again treat things in a more intelligent and clever way, but without sacrificing the actual conflict. Again, it's incredible how much I suppressed of this show, because I distinctly remember watching a decent chunk of it. So there is a lot of stuff that I forgot. Next.
No, it's the one thing that I will say though, because I cannot resist. Here's just as a little curiosity. This is how they introduce Gilbert in Anno Event E. She's being bullied by another boy, not Gilbert. And then Gilbert shows up and saves her. So basically, they reinvent Gilbert's character and make him a more goody character that doesn't really
adaptational heroism.
That sounds so pointless.
But there's the thing she writes. Here's the interesting thing she writes. They even give him a sick father who's dying and shit.
Of course they do.
And guess what? But guess what? She wrote. They still have the iconic chalkboard scene though, when he actually does try, because he's still trying to get her attention. They still make him a bit. What's the right word? A bit rambunctious. What's the best word I can use? They still make him.
I guess?
There you go. That's it. They still make him a bit mischievous. They don't make him a complete saint, but because of that, they try to make him more sympathetic right from the beginning. But they still have the chalkboard scene, and in my opinion, as a result, in order to have the scene make impact, you have to make him an asshole. Otherwise, it doesn't work, to me at least. Again, I
guess I'll have to wait and see it again for the execution.
All right, so join us for the next episode where Anna has to give the boy a CAT scan because he broke his skull.
Sorry, Liz. Unfortunately, we do not have those in this time period.
I think at this point you just have to put a cat on his head and hope for the best.
Yes,
probably.
Yeah. If the cat starts purring, the head's fine. If it
that's a cat scan.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.